Have you ever imagined losing your job over a simple act of kindness? For a waitress named Emily, a single act of generosity put her in the eye of the storm. What seemed like a normal workday turned into a devastating situation. But what she didn't know was that the next day, her life would take an unexpected turn. All thanks to Patrick Mahomes, one of the biggest stars in the NFL. It was just another day at the busy restaurant where Emily worked. Amid the dishes coming and going, demanding customers, and the pressure of the shift, she barely had time to breathe. But when a couple entered the place discreetly and sat at a table in the back, something caught her attention. The man had a striking presence, a familiar face. It didn't take long for Emily to realize she was serving none other than Patrick Mahomes, the legendary quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. She felt a chill in her stomach. Mahomes was known not only for his exceptional talent in football, but also for his humility and generosity. Without wanting to draw attention, he ordered something simple, without extravagance. Emily made sure to serve him in the best way possible, ensuring that his meal was presented with all the attention and friendliness. But it was a small gesture that changed everything. Noticing that the bill was about to be paid, Emily broke one of the restaurant's strict rules. Discreetly, she paid the amount out of her own pocket, unaware of the consequences this would bring. At that moment, it was just an act of gratitude for everything Mahomes represented to so many people. What happened next? Within minutes, her life fell apart. Emily Carter was a hard-working young woman, like so many others trying to survive with a job in the service sector. At 26, she worked as a waitress in a mid-sized restaurant located in Kansas City. Since her teenage years, she had learned the value of hard work and had always prided herself on her impeccable work ethic. But despite her dedication, her life had never been easy. Raised by a single mother who did everything to support the family, Emily grew up learning to make do with little. During high school, she balanced her studies with odd jobs, saving every penny for a better future. Her biggest dream was to one day break free from that exhausting routine, study business administration, and open her own business. But, as happens to many, life imposed challenges on her. After losing her father to a sudden illness, Emily had to postpone her plans. The money she had saved for college was used to help her mother pay the bills, and her job as a waitress became her only source of steady income. Even so, she didn't complain. She enjoyed interacting with customers, strived to provide the best service possible, and always found ways to make someone's day a little better. However, the restaurant where she worked was a strict environment. The managers had inflexible rules, and any slip-up could result in severe warnings or even termination. Employees were prohibited from accepting very high tips, from interacting with famous customers in an excessive manner, and above all, from paying bills for customers, regardless of the intention behind the gesture. But Emily never imagined that a simple act of generosity could put her job at risk. On the day Patrick Mahomes entered the restaurant, everything seemed normal. The quarterback's presence caught the attention of a few people, but he preferred to keep a low profile. Emily noticed his humility and kindness right from the start. He didn't demand special treatment, didn't make extravagant requests, just a regular customer enjoying a quiet moment. It was when, in a burst of gratitude and admiration, Emily decided to pay his bill, a simple gesture that for her meant recognition for everything Mahomes represented. However, by doing so, she broke one of the restaurant's strictest rules. As soon as management found out, the reaction was immediate. The tension in the restaurant rose as the manager learned what had happened. Emily barely had time to explain herself. The supervisor's cold gaze pierced her like a blade as he called her for a private conversation. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" he said, holding a piece of paper in his hand. It was the receipt for Mahomes's bill. Emily swallowed hard. She knew she had broken a rule, but she didn't expect it to become such a big problem. "I just wanted to be kind," she tried to argue. "He's a hero to so many people. I didn't think this would cause issues." But the manager was not interested in hearing excuses. The restaurant had strict guidelines, and paying a customer's bill, especially a famous one, could be seen as a form of manipulation or an attempt to gain recognition. For the company, this was unacceptable. "Pack your things," he said curtly. "You're fired." Emily felt the ground disappear beneath her feet. She pleaded, tried to explain that she didn't do it with ulterior motives, but it was in vain. Within minutes, she was outside the restaurant, with tears in her eyes and no idea where to go. The job that paid her bills, helped her support her mother, and covered her expenses was simply gone, all for an act of kindness. As she walked home, she felt a mix of anger and sadness. She couldn't believe what had just happened. Had she done something wrong? Deep down, she knew she had broken a rule, but losing her job for it felt too cruel. What Emily didn't know was that inside the restaurant, Patrick MAHOMES witnessed the entire situation. As soon as he realized Emily was being reprimanded, he tried to intervene, but the decision had already been made. He left the place feeling deeply troubled. Something needed to be done. The next day, Emily woke up not knowing what she would do from there. The bills wouldn't wait, and finding a new job wouldn't be easy. But then, something completely unexpected happened. Her phone started ringing insistently. On the other end of the line, an excited voice said to her, "You won't believe what just happened." Emily answered the phone, still with a choked voice. She had spent the night awake, trying to figure out what she would do moving forward, but the voice on the other end seemed to vibrate with excitement. "Emily, did you see what's happening?" "What?" She rubbed her eyes, still sleepy. "You're going viral on the internet." Emily furrowed her brow. "What do you mean, going viral?" With trembling hands, she picked up her phone and opened her social media. What she saw left her breathless. The name Emily was among the trending topics. Videos of her serving Patrick MAHOMES at the restaurant had been posted by customers who witnessed the scene. But what really ignited social media was a tweet from MAHOMES himself. The quarterback had shared the story, explaining how Emily had shown a gesture of pure kindness and, in return, was fired. He expressed outrage at the restaurant's actions and asked his followers to show support for the waitress. This girl merely performed an act of kindness and was punished for it. The world needs more people like her. Can someone help her find a better job? Justice for Emily. The impact was immediate. Thousands of fans began to speak out, condemning the restaurant for its actions. Business owners offered to help her. Emily's phone started ringing non-stop. Reporters wanted interviews, strangers wanted to show support, and people were willing to help her find a better job. But what happened next was even more unbelievable. Patrick MAHOMES himself posted that he wanted to talk to Emily in person. A few hours later, a black car stopped in front of her house. Her heart raced as she saw a man in a suit get out of the vehicle and walk to her door. He handed her an envelope and simply said, "This is for you." With trembling hands, Emily opened the envelope and found a letter written by MAHOMES himself. "Emily, your act of kindness did not go unnoticed. People like you make the world a better place. I hope this helps you start over." Next to the letter was a check, but it wasn't just any check. The amount was so high that Emily had to blink a few times to believe what she was seeing. Emily was paralyzed. Her eyes scanned the staggering amount on the check, but her mind couldn't process what was happening. Patrick MAHOMES, one of the greatest athletes in the world, not only recognized her kindness, but was changing her life with that unbelievable gesture. But not everyone was happy with the turn of events. As the story spread, the restaurant where Emily worked began to be bombarded with criticism on social media. Internet users flooded the establishment's official page with negative comments, calling for a boycott of the place. The management, which had once been adamant about firing Emily, was now desperate to contain the damage to its reputation. And then a new surprise emerged. The next morning, while Emily was still trying to understand her new reality, her phone rang again. This time, it was the restaurant manager. "Emily, I wanted to talk to you," he said, his voice hesitant. She frowned. After everything, what did he want? We would like to offer your job back." His voice sounded forced, almost robotic. "We know there was a misunderstanding, and we would like to correct that mistake." Emily felt a mix of indignation and irony. She had spent the previous night not knowing how she would pay her bills. Now, with the whole world on her side, the restaurant just wanted to pretend nothing had happened. "With all due respect, sir," Emily said, keeping calm, "I no longer need that job." The silence on the other end of the line was revealing. The manager did not expect that response. Perhaps deep down, he believed she would beg for her job back. But Emily was no longer the same person she was that night. However, there was another problem. Among the messages of support she received, voices of envy and criticism also emerged. Some people began to spread the idea that Emily had planned everything to promote herself. "Did you see what they're saying?" a friend asked, sending a link to a gossip blog. The article's title was cruel. Did the waitress know MAHOMES was there and use the situation to benefit herself? Emily felt a tightness in her chest. How could they distort her story? She never wanted any of this. Her only mistake was being kind. But now some people were trying to turn her into a villain. What would she do? How would she deal with this turn of events? Emily took a deep breath. Seeing her name involved in controversies online was something she never imagined. Until recently, she was just an ordinary waitress trying to pay her bills. Now, her life was becoming headlines in gossip blogs. But, to her surprise, she was not alone in this battle. Minutes after reading the cruel speculations about her intentions, a new notification popped up on her phone. It was a video posted by Patrick MAHOMES himself. In a firm and sincere tone, he denied any theory that Emily had orchestrated the situation. "I've seen some absurd things circulating out there," MAHOMES said in the video. "I want to make it clear that this girl didn't ask for anything. She didn't want attention, nor did she expect anything in return. What she did was a genuine act of kindness. And I wanted to give back because I believe the world needs more people like her." The impact of the video was instant. The voices that had previously tried to tarnish Emily's reputation were quickly drowned out by a wave of support that returned with full force. MAHOMES followers flooded social media in her defense, but the biggest surprise was yet to come. At the end of the video, Patrick MAHOMES made an announcement that deeply moved Emily. "I know Emily lost her job, but I'm sure she won't need to go back to that restaurant. My wife Brittany and I talked and would like to offer her an opportunity. If she's interested, we would love for her to be part of our team." Emily's eyes widened. He was offering her a job. MAHOMES and his wife managed several social initiatives and businesses. He wanted Emily to join the team, helping to manage one of their charity foundations. It was a job with purpose, something that would truly make a difference in the lives of others. Tears streamed down Emily's face. What started as an ordinary day transformed into a true rebirth. Her kindness, which initially cost her the job, ended up leading her to an opportunity she never imagined. By accepting the offer, Emily realized that this simple act of kindness not only changed MAHOMES' life for a moment, it changed her own life forever. And this, my friends, is proof that a simple act of kindness can transform lives in ways we never imagined. Emily, who started the day as an ordinary waitress, saw her life change completely because of a sincere gesture. She lost her job, faced challenges, and even became the target of criticism. But in the end, her generosity led her to an opportunity she could have never foreseen. Now take a moment and think, how many times have we failed to be kind out of fear of the consequences? How many times have we hesitated to help someone because we thought it wouldn't make a difference? Emily's story teaches us that the good we do today can come back to us in surprising ways. And you, have you ever experienced something similar? Have you helped someone and then received something unexpected in return? Share your story in the comments. Let's spread more positivity and show that the world still has room for acts of kindness. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any other inspiring stories like this one. Your interaction helps us continue bringing exciting content to you. Until next time, and remember, a small gesture can change everything.